rise in Islamophobia as a result not of hate, but of fear, a legitimate fear, they say, of quote-unquote jihadist terrorism, whether it's Fort Hood or San Bernardino or the recent truck attack in New York. What do you say to them?
I would say our country should be more fearful of white men across our country, because they are actually causing most of the deaths within this country. And so if fear was the driving force of policies to keep America safe, Americans safe inside of this country, we should be profiling, monitoring, and creating policies to fight the radicalization of white.
What do you make that J.D. Vance finds something from this many years ago and tries to score political points with the base?
Well, he is, we know that he doesn't really have anything to do as the vice president. All you do is just make sure you're waiting, waiting to be the errand boy for a president that's incompetent. And so there aren't that many errands for him. So he's become the reply guy. That's kind of what he does. He's in everybody's mentions. And it is quite unfortunate. It's also unfortunate that he didn't understand the point I was trying to make about the irony of trying to profile a racial group depending on what the violent crimes are that are committed by an individual. You could just look at the comments. Like every response is with a graph of how violent black men are, and it's like, oh, so you're comfortable by constantly denigrating and creating this image that a certain group is violent, and that is your response to being triggered by
Lady, why don't you just get out the Democratic Party? Honestly, start your own movement. All right, let's do the simple math. Probably 69%. I don't know. We could call Jim Gerstein or Jeff Garrett. Roughly 69% of the people going to vote in November, maybe more. Let's do 70 for just round math, are going to be white. Of that, 48%, maybe a little more, are going to be male. So that's roughly, let's just call it 33 1/3% of the entire election. Well, let's just run against them because that's so goddamn smart. All right. So now we're going to have a campaign by the progressive left against white men who vote about a third of everybody that votes in an election. Why don't you, lady, start your own party? And then when it's over, if you want to caucus with the Democrats, fine. We agree with a lot of things that you do, but we don't believe we ought to be running against white men. In fact, we don't think we ought to be running against any gender, any ethnic group, any race, any religion, or anything else. God damn, these people are just helpless. They cannot be helped. There's nothing you can do to help them. They don't want to be helped. And if they had any guts, they'd start their own goddamn political party and get out of ours.
You know what? I might say something very outrageous. He might be the only one that have a chance.
I think he flip flops on his point. Lately, he's been flip flopping on his point to try to find something to stand on. But I completely agree with him.
I see why you say that.
I can see
he's moderate. He's not a radical.
He's not the only one that's not too far.
Bro. Yeah.
No, he flip flops. He kind of sometimes he'll make a point. I'm okay, and then other times I'm like,
he's still liberal.
Him the other day, and
he looks like the grandpa of Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Useless.
Yes.
Eustace.
Oh, Eustace.
Whatever his name is, bro.
Eustace need to be up there with Courage the Cowardly Dog and run.
He will have an auto pen.
But y'all want to know something? Ilhan Omar is my exact sentiments on why I said you need to be born in the U.S. to be in our government. And I also would take it a step farther and say the first gen. I know that's a little extreme, y'all. I know that's extreme. Because we do have a lot of patriots that are first gen. I wasn't trying to insult nobody. But hey, when you got people like this
is bad.
And it's interesting that she does this thing where she
what
talks
is her
about
title?
how bad white people are.
She's a senator, a congresswoman. I think.
No.
She's a senator. She's a senator or a congresswoman.
Is she?
I thought she was a representative. No, she's a representative. Yeah, she's a representative.
If you're a rep, you're a senator, aren't you?
Yeah, she's a representative.
She said she doesn't want to move to the House. Yeah, she's a rep.
Yeah.
Okay, you're right. Yeah, she's a rep in the 5th Congressional District of Congress. Yeah.
Yeah, she
From Minnesota.
So she's like what Josh was.
No.
No.
Josh?
Yeah.
Josh, that we interviewed.
Yeah, so I'm not really a fan of her. She does this thing where she always talks about how bad white people are, but she married her brother so he could get citizenship.
What? Wait, what?
Yeah, she married her blood brother so he can
I
become a
know that.
citizen.
Are you sure?
Oh, it's a fact.
I thought she was married to
It's a
white
confirmable
dude.
fact. No, I was getting to that.
Is that
her husband
legal?
now is white. Is a white man. So you claim no, it's not legal. You claim to think white people are demons. Let you you lay next to one at night. And this is a thing that we noticed with a lot of these
She got
these
a white
liberals.
husband after what she just said.
Yes, she has a white
Why
husband.
are you surprised by this?
She has a white husband.
This ain't nothing new.
That's grifting then,
You know who
bro.
else? You know who else attacks white people and has a white husband? AOC.
I don't even know
Kamala
how to
Harris.
spell her name.
Ilhan. ILLHAN.
I just don't